Hi, warriors. This is Jalen, my legal warrior. And today we have a special guest speaker that's joining us on our new series called No Lives Matter Unless. We have Marissa Bejarano, and she has served as a prosecutor for the last 14 years as both a deputy attorney for the California Department of Justice and is currently as a deputy district attorney for the San Diego County District Attorney's Office. As an appellate prosecutor, she argued numerous times in the California Courts of Appeal, once in the Ninth Circuit and twice in the California Supreme Court. She is lead counsel in 19 published opinions. In the trial court, Marissa has prosecuted hundreds of cases and tried over 24 felony cases to verdict. Marissa currently serves as the Community Partnership Prosecutor for the South Bay branch of the District Attorney's Office. As a Community Partnership Prosecutor, Marissa's role is to engage community stakeholders, including leaders, residents, and organizations, to better understand their criminal and safety concerns and to develop strategic solutions to their concerns. She also represents the District Attorney's Office at community meetings and events and works to prevent crime and disrupt the school in the prison pipeline. In that regard, Marissa oversees Power League, a youth mentoring program designed and developed by the San Diego County District Attorney's Office at Harborside Elementary. Marissa has taught as an adjunct professor at Thomas Jefferson School of Law. In the community, Marissa has served as a board trustee for the Chula Vista Elementary School District, vice chair for the San Diego County Commission on the Status of Women and Girls, and board president for MANA de San Diego. She currently serves as a board member for the San Diego County Bar Association, whereas she is a chair of the Lawyers as Leaders Speaker Series. Marissa has received numerous accolades for her professional excellence and commitment to the community, including outstanding service by a public attorney from the San Diego County Bar Association, a top lawyer under 40 from the Hispanic National Bar Association. Marissa is a San Diego native. After attending public school in the South Bay, she went on to study political science and Spanish at the University of San Diego. She also received her law degree from the University of San Diego, where she served as a managing editor of the International Law Journal. She's married to a local attorney and a proud mother of a 9-year-old son. Hi, Marissa. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that you have accomplished a lot throughout your career, and definitely an honor to have you on our series and to ask you some of these very important questions in this racially charged climate that we're living in today. My first question to you is, how are you using your business and or socioeconomic status to fight against systematic racism?
Yes, and so I'm excited to be a part of your conversation in your series here because, one of the components of systematic racism is the school to prison pipeline. And at the district attorney's office, a lot of people, when they think of the district attorney's office, they think of, the office that's prosecuting individuals, holding people accountable. But what a lot of people don't know too is that part of our mission at the San Diego County District Attorney's Office is also crime prevention. And so we are looking at a number of different ways that we can disrupt that school to prison pipeline. And so I'm excited to share some of those practices, what I'm doing in my role as community partnership prosecutor. As you just read, it's a new position. It started in January of 2019, but it's an incredible position. There's 4 of us throughout the county. And so what we're really doing is going into the community and looking at what can we do. And so again, one of the things that we want to do is look at how can we be work on not just being reactive when we have children entering the justice system, but how can we prevent them from ever entering the justice system? And so one of the neat opportunities and programs that I was able to help put together was a training on restorative practices. And so restorative practices have been used throughout, especially California here, in some districts more than others. But restorative practices just give educators, administrators, those that use them an additional tool in their toolbox. And the whole point behind restorative practices is to really help build community, help build empathy, help build compassion. And the whole premise behind restorative practices is that people are more likely to do what you ask them if you do it with them versus telling them what to do. And so all of the community partnership prosecutors had the opportunity to go through the training that the San Diego County Office of Education offers. And we all found it to be incredible. Anthony Serra, who is there at the county office, puts together an incredible training where he shows, the importance of even all the adults that are there at the training sitting in a circle throughout the entire training, asking each other questions. I remember starting off that training session where he said, turn to the person next to you and tell them about, a difficulty that you're going through or something that you're concerned about. And the whole idea behind those types of communication and exchanges is that we can all realize that even if we look different from each other, even if we come from different places, we all as human beings have different challenges that we're facing. And the idea is that if we can help build communication amongst others, then it really helps to build a community. So after that training, fast forward, I had the opportunity to talk to the superintendent at San Ysidro School District, and we told her about the training and how it was something that our office could help them put together for their entire staff. And they were very excited and eager to have the training offered, because obviously if all of the administrators and teachers were to go to the county office of ed for the training, it would cost the school district a lot of money, and money that they simply could not afford. But instead, if we were all to collaborate, meaning the school district, our office, the county office of ed, ultimately what we were able to do, along with some other organizations like the Tariq Kamisa Foundation, what we were able to do was to bring trainers to the school district. And so we were able to train all of the teachers and administrators at their 7 schools. So it was an incredible resource to be able to provide. And I'll tell you, after that training, which happened last July, unfortunately, there was a pretty significant shooting across the street down there in San Ysidro from some of the schools in close vicinity. So by having this tool in place, it allowed the teachers, when the students went back to school the next day, to simply check in with all the students, right? And so one of the teachers explained to me, after that shooting happened in our community, I didn't start the next day by giving the students a test or trying to teach them a different math subject. Instead, we all sat in a circle and I checked in with them. I wanted to see where they were. And so that's what helps, I think, with the students all there, hearing how something tragic like that happened in their community, how it was affecting them personally. It allows the teacher to also have empathy for the students, right? And it allows all of the other students that are there listening to know how something like that is affecting their classmates. And the whole idea is that they're going to be more compassionate towards those students and just really see them more as human beings, which ultimately not only builds community, is what this shows, but it also decreases the tension amongst the students, amongst each other. So that's one of the tools that is so important, and we were happy to be able to help bring that to fruition. We also had the chance to start working on that training at South Bay Union School Districts down in Imperial Beach. But it's something that the San Diego County Office of Ed too is, they want to spread that out as much as possible, because they know that that's a valuable tool to help disrupt the school to prison pipeline.
What are some organizations that you've personally participated in that focuses on effectuating a change in our local community?
So there's a couple that I'm really excited to share with everyone. The first one that you mentioned is called MANA de San Diego. It's MANA. And that organization I've been involved with for almost 20 years now, and it's amazing. It's a nonprofit that its mission is to help empower Latinas through education, leadership development, community service, and advocacy. The other organization that I wanted to talk about was RISE. I have the pleasure right now of being a part of the RISE Urban Leadership Fellowship Program. And the whole idea behind RISE is to help develop strengths for leaders in the community and urban leadership. And part of the program also requires those that are selected to come up with a community action plan. And so really try to think outside of the box and think about, what can be done to create systematic change in our communities. Something that will be sustainable. And so not just a one-time event, right? Not just like, oh, I'm going to have a farmer's market one day, or I'm going to do this for one day in the community. No, but it's something that is developed and created over a long period of time to really help provide a solution to a problem in our community. So that RISE Urban Leadership actually works in conjunction with the University of San Diego with their leadership program. So that's just another way that if people are really interested in, how can I do something different? How can I bring about systematic change? That's an incredible resource. And I have the pleasure of being a part of that as the representative from the district attorney's office.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I actually like that you use this term systematic change, because we are talking about, systematic racism, and that it's something that has to be sustainable over a long period of time. And I think it's very important for our viewership to be inspired and empowered to actually make a systematic change throughout their, I want to say not only their careers, but even within the local community. And so if our viewership wanted to get a hold of you to get more involved in these organizations that you have personal experience in, how can they go ahead and do that?
Best way to get a hold of me is they're welcome to call my cell phone, which is, it's area code 619-753-5563. But they can also email me at my email, which is my full name. And I'm also on LinkedIn. So you're welcome to friend me and message me that way as well.
Well, thank you so much for being part of our series. This was very informative, even for me, and I'm very excited to further look into these organizations that you've mentioned today, and for our viewership to also assist in effectuating a positive change. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I really do appreciate it, and appreciate you and your time.
Thank you for having me.